A well-known researcher fell prey to this virus and was hospitalized. Dr. Anthony Fauci is a well-renowned scientist who is the former chief medical advisor to the U.S. president and worked as the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases from 1984 to 2022, studying and researching the ways to fight many viruses and pathogens that spread infections. He got hospitalized in the month of August when he contracted the West Nile virus. Not many people know this, but West Nile virus is a fatal infection spread by mosquitoes. So, what exactly is West Nile virus? The virus was first identified in Uganda's West Nile region back in 1937, and it made its way to the U.S. in 1999. That's how it got its name, after its place of origin. It's typically spread by mosquitoes, specifically the Culex species. It tends to peak in late summer and early fall, particularly in August and September, when mosquitoes are at their most active. This year, the situation has been worse than expected. A record-breaking number of mosquitoes carrying the virus have been reported, especially in highly populated regions like Las Vegas. During August 2024, more than 216 human cases were reported across 33 states in the U.S., and of these, 142 were severe cases affecting the brain or spinal cord. Besides, this virus is also one of the leading causes of mosquito-borne disease in horses in the U.S. In 2022, nearly 200 cases were reported in horses, and the numbers seem to be climbing. Even birds aren't safe. Crows and jays are particularly vulnerable and often die after being infected with West Nile virus. In fact, monitoring bird populations is one of the ways that public health officials track the spread of the virus. Why it peaks in late summer? West Nile virus appears to love the heat. Warm temperatures speed up the life cycle of mosquitoes, allowing them to breed faster and bite more frequently. Heat also increases the amount of virus in a mosquito's saliva, making transmission to humans more efficient. Plus, we tend to be outdoors more in summer, increasing the chances of getting bitten. So, it sounds like a perfect storm. More mosquitoes, more viruses, and more people outside. Certain areas in the U.S. have been hit harder than others. States like California, Texas, and Nevada reported the highest number of cases. Las Vegas, in particular, saw an alarming rise this year, with a record-breaking number of mosquitoes testing positive for the virus. But it's not just these states. Urban areas with lots of standing water, like New York City, are also at risk. And it's not just rural or suburban areas. Cities with high populations and dense bird activity are hotspots too. So to sum up, anywhere with warm weather and stagnant water, think marshes, lakes, or even backyard bird baths, can become a breeding ground for infected mosquitoes. How does it start? It all starts with a simple mosquito bite. The Culex mosquito, the main culprit, picks up the virus from infected birds and then passes it on to humans through its bite. You might not even notice its symptoms for several days or maybe weeks, but you may notice some subtle signs after contracting the virus. So, which signs should you be looking for? Number 1. The less severe form. Around 80% of cases are asymptomatic, meaning no symptoms at all. But don't let that fool you. Some people aren't so lucky. Studies show that about 1 in 5 will likely experience flu-like symptoms, including fever, headache, body aches, and even swollen lymph nodes. Some people might also get a rash on their chest, stomach, or back. It's annoying, but usually nothing to get panicked over. It's easy to mistake these signs for a common cold, which is why many cases go undetected. Number 2. The severe, fatal form. Around 1% of infected people, especially older adults or those with weakened immune systems, can develop neuroinvasive disease. This is where things get scary. The virus can infect the brain too, or the membranes around the brain and spinal cord. When that happens, it can cause feelings of confusion, severe headaches, high fever, and even paralysis in some cases. It's these severe cases that often require hospitalization, just like what happened with Dr. Fauci. Besides, know that out of the 216 cases reported so far this year, 142 were neuroinvasive. That's nearly 2/3. Most concerning? Nearly 10% of neuroinvasive cases end fatally. That's why early detection and monitoring are crucial, especially for vulnerable groups. In the U.S., some cases have been documented where patients contracted the virus after receiving organ transplants. In 2018, 2 transplant recipients developed severe neurological symptoms. This is worrisome because, unlike mosquitoes, these transmission methods are hidden and unexpected, catching even medical experts off guard. Practical strategies to prevent West Nile virus. Number 1. First off, if you love spending time outdoors, make insect repellent your best friend. Look for products containing DEET, picaridine, eucalyptus oil, or lemon oil. These have been shown to keep mosquitoes at bay. Reapply as needed, especially if you're out for long periods or sweating a lot. It's a small price to pay for staying bite-free. Number 2. Next up, let's talk about your outfit. It might seem old school, but wearing long sleeves and pants can be a game changer, especially during dawn and dusk. Light-colored clothing is also a plus, as it's less attractive to these insects. And if you're really committed, consider treating your clothes with permethrin, a special repellent for fabrics that can last through several washes. Number 3. But what about your home? That's your safe space, right? Well, not if you've got standing water around. Mosquitoes love to breed in stagnant water, so make sure to empty out any buckets, bird baths, or clogged gutters. Even a small puddle can become a mosquito breeding nursery. Adding mosquito dunks to larger bodies of water, like ponds, can also help keep larvae in check. While these measures might seem like common sense, you'd be surprised how many people overlook them. What to do if you catch the virus? First off, don't panic. Most cases of West Nile virus are mild and don't need any special treatment. Start by getting plenty of rest and staying hydrated. Water, herbal teas, or electrolyte drinks are your best friends. If you're feeling feverish or achy, over-the-counter pain relievers like acetaminophen can help. Avoid aspirin, as it can complicate things. But if you notice severe symptoms like high fever, confusion, or muscle weakness, head to the doctor immediately. For more serious cases, hospitalization might be needed, where they can provide IV fluids and monitor for complications. Don't rely on antibiotics. They're useless against viruses. Inform people close to you about your condition so they can help monitor your symptoms. And most importantly, take it easy. Trying to push through an infection can worsen your recovery. Focus on getting better and let your body heal. With changing climate patterns and warmer temperatures extending mosquito breeding seasons, experts predict that this virus isn't going away anytime soon. In fact, we might see more cases popping up in areas where it was previously rare. So, if you want to protect yourself from West Nile or other viruses, take steps to strengthen your immune system and build your body's natural army to defend you from viruses and other pathogens.